Sliding back to USAC here for a second, I did want to double back to some rule changes they announced a few weeks ago. Some of these put them in line with some things we've seen from the World of Outlaws, and others are in response to things that happened during 2024. One of those 2024 situations was the added weight situation we talked about way back in June of last year. There was drama at Macon Speedway, if you might remember, where it appeared as though cars had added weight outside of the areas allowed in the rulebook, and some were quite vocal about it. That included Robert Ballou. Nothing seemingly happened in the aftermath, but there are rule updates for 2025 in the area of weight. Rule 302F says additional weight must be mounted or fastened in a secure manner, and that the weight must be identified with car number. Also, Rule 306B says Nerf bars and bumpers must be constructed of magnetic or stainless steel, and that they may not be filled for the purposes of adding weight. This is something I've heard a lot of teams were doing, and the Outlaws made a similar rule update. I kind of heard this was happening on both the sprint car, on both the wing side and the non-wing side. And these two weight rules were also added for the midgets and the Silver Crown cars. Among the other changes to USAC rules is effectively the same fuel tank rule that the Outlaws added. Tanks must have 4 mounts to the chassis, with 6 suggested for 2025, and then 6 mounting points will be mandatory for 2026. This change is in response to all of those tank separations we saw in 2024. And I talked previously about this being an area under scrutiny for open wheel rules makers. USAC's rules are available on their website, and graphics for these changes can be found on USAC's social media channels if you are curious.